Hi everyone, and welcome to our first module, Introduction to Sustainability and Sustainable Procurement. Let's review our learning outcomes for today's session. We will begin by exploring the connections between native values and mainstream sustainability initiatives. Next, we will introduce some commonly used definitions for sustainable procurement and the value it can bring to your business. We will also introduce you to common approaches to engage suppliers to achieve a more sustainable supply chain. And finally, you'll have the chance to apply what you're learning through a hands-on activity, the Supplier Sustainability Code of Conduct worksheet. Okay, let's move into our learning content for today and discuss the intersection of native values and sustainability. Let's start by understanding, what does sustainability mean to you? Though there are many definitions for sustainability, the Sustainable Purchasing Leadership Council, or SPLC's definition of sustainability, is the capacity to maintain or support several ecological, social, and economic systems over the long term without depleting resources or harming the environment, while ensuring the well-being of current and future generations. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines sustainability as sustainability is the ability to be sustained, supported, upheld, or confirmed over the long term without harming the environment, depleting resources, or causing social or economic harm. The UN Brundtland Commission defines sustainability as sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, are a commonly adopted blueprint or framework for organizational sustainability. Businesses, nations, and universities around the world use these to educate and prioritize their organization's efforts toward peace and prosperity for people and planet. The SDGs are a set of 17 global goals adopted by all United Nations members states in 2015. The graphic shows us the SDGs not in order, but rather which pillar of sustainability they each speak to. Note the areas that align to our values. For example, the employee-related SDGs are goals that maintain and enhance our economies by focusing on zero hunger, quality education, and more. Similarly, the environment-related SDGs such as life below water and life on land focus on living in harmony with our natural world. So where and how does culture fit into this? While the term sustainability aims to protect the environment, economy, and society for current and future generations, it's important to note that any sustainability efforts that overlook culture risk failure or harm to the communities we serve. Rather, culture is essential to social cohesion and resilience, and in our case, and should be the case for all, serves as the foundation for any successful sustainability efforts. With that said, let's hear from some local businesses on what sustainability means to them. Throughout this program, we've queued up a series of video interviews to help demonstrate real-world applications of sustainability and sustainable procurement in various businesses both within and outside our community. Each of our speakers in these videos offers a unique perspective on how sustainability is integrated into their business. We encourage all of you to reflect on these perspectives, identifying how they might align and/or benefit your own businesses and communities. So let's get our first video going.
Molly Washington Hello, my name is Molly Washington. I'm Apache and I'm Mexican on my paternal side. I'm also the owner and yaita of Nde Law, LLC, which means that I'm the owner and I'm the holder for now of Nde Law, which is a law firm. If you were to ask Native business owners about their business practices and use the word sustainability, that might not even compute because it would be a natural way of being. So why are we talking about it as if it's this add-on extra menu item? It's just a way of being. And I think the sustainability can be broadened beyond some of the ways that, Western dominant culture view that term. It's not only renewable energy. It's not only green building practices. It's not only recycling.
Manahu. My name is Shayna Barehand. I am Mono from California, the Cold Springs Rancheria. And I was born and raised in California, Los Angeles, the Bay Area. And currently, I'm leading the state of Washington's effort to buy more goods and services from small, diverse, and veteran businesses. Sustainability means everything from buying local, supporting people in your community, to buying recycled products or buying products that aren't going to harm our community. And it's something, it's terminology that's a little bit new in our community, and it really means how do things fit in our world and not harm our world.
My name is Sean Postera. I work for Multnomah County as their Sustainable Purchasing Coordinator, and I work with everyone. So that means everyone internally and externally, and always keeping all the pathways open so that everyone can communicate and talk to each other. It will help us have a better value chain so that everyone has better environmental benefits today and tomorrow, and then also it helps for a more prosperous economy locally. If we are targeting investing our dollars in a local business, we're going to see a more prosperous future here, right here. And if we invest all in one business, that wouldn't work. That would be a monopoly, and there would be no innovation in that. There would be no new products, no new ways of doing things.
So my name is Quaolaut Jamison Cataldo, and I'm a member of the Bonaparte Indian Band up in British Columbia, part of the Okanagan Nation, and I'm part Shuswap as well. I'm the owner and founder of Cedarstone Design Build. We are a mass timber construction company based in Eugene, Oregon.
My name is Adrienne Feynman, and I am the CEO and design director for Cedarstone Design and Build. We are a mass timber design and build company specializing in prefabricated structures, flat pack and modular for all building types, but in particular single-family homes.
One of the biggest ways that we contribute to just being more efficient with our materials is in the way that we're building. Our wall panels are prefabricated, so there's less waste material.
It's a mass timber, so it's a large format wood panel. It's a 4-inch thick wood panel. A lot of it's actually wood that's being from forest thinning for removing wood in forests to help with wildfire protection. So wood that would naturally just be left on the ground, we can harvest and get turned into this product. In terms of the end result of what you get from a building, it's a more airtight structure. It acts as thermal mass. It sequesters a ton of carbon. It eliminates the chance for mold in the home, so it gets into health, resilient to earthquake. So it's a longer lasting building, which means it's not going to go in the landfill the way that standard building materials, their life cycles are much shorter.
Construction industry has been terrible in terms of contributing to the landfills. I remember probably 15 years ago, I was on a job site where we were remodeling a home that was built in the 70s, and they were taking all this old growth lumber out of the house, like old growth lumber that you can't buy from a lumber yard today. And they were throwing it away in the dumpster, and we were really unsure if that dumpster was even going to be sorted through. There was lumber and metal and wood and plastic all just thrown into one bin. So I used to go through and dig through and find some nice beam-sized pieces of wood to bring home. That was kind of my first introduction to sustainability in construction, was just keeping things out of the landfill.
And what I learned from several of our Native-owned businesses was about their why. What is your definition of business success? And it was universal. They didn't all say it this exact way, but they all meant the same thing, which is this. Their definition of business success was based on the health and the well-being of their community. So they were really looking at this business ownership as their platform and their opportunity to give back and to support their community through workforce opportunities, which we know having a good, livable wage job provides all sorts of other benefits and things that we need to live meaningful, fulfilling lives. We're talking education, access to health care, home ownership opportunities, wealth building, generational wealth. I mean, the list goes on.
From an Indigenous perspective, to me, it means that the word resiliency is like right next to it. Sustainability and resiliency. Like Indigenous peoples are very resilient people. They've been resisting assimilation for hundreds of years now, and we're still here teaching our culture, carrying out our traditions, picking our foods. So sustainability and resiliency, they kind of go hand in hand, and to see that influence the design of our homes too, it's just really cool to see, to have a resilient home that hosts a resilient people, to continue the tradition of teaching sustainability and resiliency. It's really cool.
Great. Let's now shift the conversation to you. Please pause the video and take a few minutes to reflect on the question, what does sustainability mean to you and your business? I hope you took a few moments to reflect on what sustainability means to you and your business. That personal reflection is important because it helps to ground the broader concept of sustainability in your own values and context. Now, we're going to narrow our focus to one of the most practical and impactful ways businesses can start bringing sustainability into their operations, and that is through sustainable procurement. We're starting here because procurement is often the biggest opportunity to embed sustainability into your day-to-day decisions. It's also a clear, manageable entry point and something you can act on right away to make a meaningful impact. This slide helps us to visualize what many large businesses have come to realize in recent times through their collection of supplier and organizational data that most businesses' highest impacts occur in their supply chains, such as climate change, toxic waste, resource conservation, and deforestation. And now that we see the impact, what exactly is sustainable procurement? In its simplest definition, sustainable procurement is defined as purchasing that delivers on what your business needs from a goods and services perspective, achieving value for money and strengthening your organization, but then goes further by strengthening communities, economies, and the environment. And when we refer to communities and economies, for all of you, this means focusing on strengthening local communities and local native-owned businesses. These criteria for sustainable procurement will help address the impacts that we saw in the previous slide. It's also important to know that different types of cultures and businesses might call sustainable procurement by another name. For example, from our perspective, it would be included in the responsible stewardship, but other businesses and organizations outside our communities, it might be called supply chain sustainability. The term you use is up to you. Just know that ultimately, they all refer to common sustainability-related goals through purchasing. Sustainable procurement means purchasing in ways that strengthen all of our relations. When approaching this from a Western sustainability perspective, the positive outcomes of this approach would be categorized into 3 areas: protections for our environment, protections for employees that are involved in the production and delivery of your goods and services, and protection for especially local economies. From a native traditional perspective, it should also be noted that sustainability isn't just about reducing harm, it's about reciprocity. For example, when we take from the land, we give back. Translating this into procurement means that it's not just about fulfilling the immediate needs of your business. It's also about delivering positive impacts for current and future generations through the product and service choices your business makes. In addition to sustainable procurement for bringing positive outcomes to all of our relations, it also provides tangible and intangible business benefits that help grow the success of your business. For example, reducing waste can decrease your costs. Being deliberate about integrating sustainability into your purchasing can also improve your employees' satisfaction as they recognize that the business they work for cares about all of our relations in alignment with their own values. Let's review an example of a more sustainable purchase to demonstrate these benefits. Let's say that you need to purchase a refrigerator for your business. By purchasing an ENERGY STAR certified refrigerator that uses climate-friendly refrigerants, you end up reducing the total energy that is used by the application over time, saving more than $300 over the next 5 years. You would also reduce your business's total greenhouse gas emissions as a result of your choice, through the reduction in energy and also by selecting a refrigerator with a more responsible refrigerant. Even a simple purchase like a refrigerator can be an opportunity to integrate sustainability into your procurement practices. And there are so many publicly available websites like Energy Stars, which is linked here, to help find better alternatives. We'll be sharing more of these along the way. Okay, so we talked about what sustainable procurement means and its benefits to both your business and all of our relations. Let's now go further and start to take a look at how to actually implement it inside of your business. Let's start by getting an idea of where we're headed. The ultimate goal of sustainable procurement is when your business is purchasing the most sustainable goods and services from the most sustainable suppliers in alignment with the business's own sustainability goals and initiatives and in support of all its relations. There are many paths that businesses take to get to that ultimate goal, some engaging suppliers more than others. To better understand them, it's helpful to bucket them into two groups: sustainable procurement activities that focus on specific goods and services like cleaning products, PCs, office furniture, and those that are more broadly applied to all of your purchasing, what we would call a program-level sustainable procurement activity. One example of a goods and service level activity is an eco-label. An eco-label certifies that a product or service is environmentally advantageous over those that are not. Energy Star, the example we shared earlier, would be considered an eco-label for more energy-efficient products. Compare this to a program-level approach, such as a supplier code of conduct, which provides sustainability expectations for all of your suppliers, not just one type of product or service. We'll be diving deeper into supplier codes of conduct in a little bit. In the meantime, it's important to know that organizations should have a good mix of both of these activities: program-level activities to guide all purchasing, and specific goods and service activities for their highest spent items, which often represent their largest opportunity to integrate sustainability into their purchasing. So let's pivot now to bringing your suppliers along this journey. The term for this is commonly known as supplier engagement. Supplier engagement is an organized approach to engage suppliers in an effort to motivate them to become more sustainable organizations and provide more sustainable goods and services in alignment with your business's specific sustainability goals and needs. Supplier engagement recognizes that most businesses are on a journey to integrate sustainability into their own operations and the goods and services they offer, some being further along than others. Supplier engagement provides an opportunity for businesses like yours to clarify your sustainability expectations to your suppliers, motivate them to align their sustainability efforts to yours, and in some cases, support their journey to get there. As a supplier, you may also come across customers that have formal supplier engagement programs. It's a very common term and approach in businesses over $500 million a year that are prioritizing sustainability in their purchasing. So why is supplier engagement important? First of all, it goes without saying that your business can't have a successful sustainable procurement program without access to more sustainable suppliers, goods, and services. So their success ensures your success. Supplier engagement also helps to retain existing suppliers. Most businesses that care about sustainability recognize that it might mean different things to different businesses, and some Western businesses don't consider sustainability at all. Supplier engagement is a way to work with all suppliers no matter where they are on their sustainability journey, to bring them along in alignment with what your business cares about. On the flip side, you may find that some suppliers are well advanced in their business's sustainability programs, in which case you can learn from them and potentially get access to more sustainable products and services that you didn't even know existed. And finally, supplier engagement helps to build a more collaborative relationship as you navigate a plan together. In some cases, your suppliers might be more comfortable approaching you with challenges in other areas, like lead time or quality, as a result of this improved relationship. The bottom line is that achieving your sustainability procurement goals isn't something you can do on your own. Supplier engagement and collaboration is key. As we've shared, there are many paths to achieving the ultimate goal of purchasing the most sustainable products and services from the most sustainable suppliers, in alignment with your business's goals and all of your relations. Most of these paths involve supplier engagement. Let's take one very common example that many businesses of all sizes start with: a supplier sustainability code of conduct. A supplier sustainability code of conduct outlines your business's expectations for its suppliers as it relates to your sustainability requirements, whether that's a focus on things like environmental protection, health, and safety of its employers, and more. Generally, a supplier sustainability code of conduct sits on your public website and applies to all of your purchasing. It's typically integrated into your purchasing process. Many businesses will include both regulatory and non-regulatory related language in it. Finally, like any supplier policy, there should be consequences for suppliers that do not conform to its requirements. This could be a supplier improvement plan, or simply that the supplier loses your business. Hopefully, that's a last resort. Some businesses already have a supplier code of conduct in place that is focused on general ethics. In those cases, we recommend building onto that existing document with your additional sustainability requirements. However, we're going to assume that you do not currently have that and introduce you to the Supplier Sustainability Code of Conduct worksheet in a little bit to help you create your first one. Before we do that, we wanted to quickly review an example of a Supplier Sustainability Code of Conduct. This particular one is from Bow Valley College in Canada. Bow Valley College has prioritized water, climate, waste reduction, fair labor, and supplier diversity in their code of conduct. They've also brought voluntary regulations into this by calling out ILO and SA 8000 international fair labor standards that align to these priorities. Finally, they've gone further than most businesses by suggesting tactics for addressing these areas, as you see here in the bullets. This document is publicly posted and part of their contracting process with all their suppliers. Now let's walk through the Supplier Sustainability Code of Conduct worksheet together. Please pause this video and take a moment to pull up the worksheet so you have it ready in front of you. Once you're set, press play and we'll get started. Hopefully you had a chance to review this worksheet before starting this module, so the layout and content may look a bit familiar. If not, no problem. Feel free to pause the video and read through it now. For this worksheet, please check the boxes for the sustainability requirements that you would like your suppliers to comply with and that align to your business's sustainability values and goals. Go ahead and pause here to complete your selections and then press play when you're ready to move on. Great work. Let's take a moment for some self-reflection. Take a few minutes to consider these two questions. Which criteria did you feel most important for your suppliers to comply with, and why? Was there any criteria missing that you would like to add? Just a quick reminder, codes of conduct are not one size fits all. If something important to your business isn't listed, please feel free to add it. Pause here to reflect or jot down your thoughts. Press play when you're ready, and we will wrap up this module with a quick look at next steps. Thank you for taking the time to reflect. Now, before we close out this module, let's take a quick look at your next steps to help you continue building your supplier code of conduct. Before moving on to Module 2, we encourage you to complete steps 2 through 4 of the worksheet. This includes reviewing the examples, noting any additional requirements you'd like to include, and identifying the people you'd like to involve in developing and approving your code of conduct. Take your time with it, and we'll see you in the next module. Congratulations on completing our first module. Please complete these tasks for next time. Part 1, finish your supplier code of conduct worksheet. Part 2, review the Choosing More Sustainable Products for Your Business worksheet. Thanks for reviewing Module 1, Introduction to Sustainability and Sustainable Procurement.